Hey guys, Kevin Shaw here, editor-in-chief of Mopar Connection Magazine. Doing something a little different today. We're gonna we got the garage door open. Is the winch on our trailer. A lot of you guys have been frustrated, upset, critical of how we mounted the winch on our trailer, and I think that's fair. We literally just bolted it straight through, put a plate on the bottom, and called it a day. A lot of you guys are like, you're gonna rip that right out of the wood, and oh my gosh, what are you doing? And use your brain, and all the different comments. And that's understandable. It's the comment section on YouTube. But we have winched up about 8 cars this summer since installing it, and we didn't have any failures because primarily we're not pulling cars out of the mud or out of ditches, and all the cars that we're working with are pretty decent rollers. Admittedly, a lot of other YouTube channels are fishing old farm trucks out of ruts and pulling cars out of the mud that have sunk in over 20-30 years, and that's understandable. You're going to want a really good mount on it. And for you guys who are commenting saying you're going to rip that thing right out of the wood, if I was pulling cars out of the mud, you'd absolutely be correct, and you're not wrong. So even though I'm not dealing with a lot of old rotted out cars, we are going to build a box for that. We're going to hard mount it and weld it to the frame, and we're going to do a little bit of an overkill build. That's fine. I think I'm okay doing that. I think you guys are okay with doing that in a very brisk, I think 47 degrees outside. I know a lot of you guys are dealing with snow right now, but for Tennessee, it's pretty cold.
Hey guys, I just want to take a quick minute to let you know that we've got the Mopar Connection store up and running, where you can find all sorts of t-shirts and hoodies in a ton of colors and different sizes. We've even got designs for some of our project cars like Zombie and the Brazen Charger. So make sure to check out the link in the video description below.
All right, as far as tools and materials, got our Millermatic 211, cheapo chop saw. I believe that's a Harbor Freight special. We got some material. Here we go. We got some 16 gauge plate. Got some box tube. Got some very thick angle, which is what we use for the bait. And then I've got some more 18 gauge to go with that. So we'll box that in. This will be our inner box, and everything's going to be burned into the frame so that not only can the winch not pull out, but it also won't pull forward. We're going to get it triangulated with a nice cross brace that goes across and some angled bracing as well. So this should be pretty stout when it's all said and done. We mentioned the chop saw. Also got some new cutting wheels, flap discs, angle grinder. My old Milwaukee has been very good to me over the years. Let's get cooking. Most people don't get very far in the video and they don't see the big, thick, heavy duty gauge angle iron that we use as bracing. You would have to pull all these planks out. But again, a lot of these guys think I'm Derek Barry pulling cars out of mud. And if I was doing that, you'd be correct. This would be a lot of strain on just some 2x4s, on just some big planks. So we're gonna take this out. We're gonna build a top box. We'll put these braces back in, but then we're gonna brace everything up against the frame here. And that way they won't go anywhere. They'll be all welded together. got right here is the beginning of a box. What's going to happen is I've got square tubing braces that are going to butt right up to here. They're going to be welded on to the back plate. Back plate's already welded on. Haven't knocked down all the booger welds that I've done. Not very great. Had to find my adjustments. These skids not only add extra support, but elevate the winch so that we're flush with the brace right here that I can slide everything up to. And that way I'm going to be able to mark off where I want those square tubes to be. And once I do that, I can line everything up, and I'm going to start doing tacks on the square tubes and tacks on the base, and that way we have a good vertical connection here through the square tubes to here, and we have good tension on the base of the winch. And what's going to happen is that once everything's all tied in, you're going to have a nice square, nice solid base that is any sort of tension that's happening on the winch as it pulls forward, it's going to be pulling against this brace and these. It's also going to be pulling against this bottom as well as the upper brace that we're going to put on the bottom as well. And we're going to have everything all tied in together, and it will be 4 bolts on each side, so it's going to have basically 8 anchor points. And all of this is going to be triangulated. I'm going to build in a actual triangle here to get a nice diagonal bracing as well, a good cross brace, and not cross brace, but a good angle bracing. And that way it's not necessarily fully boxed, but it's triangulated, and it should stay pretty stout. We've got our box ready. You see I even put some grommets in to run the positive and negative cable to the battery. That way it doesn't have to go around that sharp edge. Have a nice clean grommet. I'm just going to clean off the work area here. And we'll shoot some black rust barrier. Let it dry overnight. And we should be good. It came out pretty good, pretty stout. Everything is going into the frame here, and everything goes through the braces in the bottom. We got big thick angle iron down at the bottom that's going to brace up underneath, and this will mount pretty strongly through the braces underneath that we had before,
and then into the frame that we've welded on. So we've boxed in. So if it's pulling from here or if it's pulling from here, we're in good condition. We're in good care. I think everything should be more than enough for the cars that we are working on. For a lot of you guys who were unhappy or at least unsatisfied with how we had mounted this before, hopefully this is a little bit more satisfactory. Got some duplicate rust barrier. Not gonna lay it down thick, just dust it. Come back and do multiple coats. It certainly was not a dusting. That's going to take 24 hours. Small change to the factory hardware. Instead of trying to thread a bunch of bolts up through these holes in the tray, I decided to make some studs at a 1/2 inch. Plus, it also lets me get rid of the stupid metric bolts. I want that crap. Give me some standard. That way, I can feed that in through there. Well, it took some motivating, but it got through. My goodness, what a chore. Just feed these guys through, get them into the battery. Now, I haven't tightened anything down yet. I'm just loosely laying everything up. Good, that looks all right. Now let's start fastening down everything else. All right, we got some space in between here. Now that it's laying flush, we can really see how much space we got. We're gonna get some thicker spacers for that. All right, I think my battery charge is a little low. Yeah. Battery needs charge. Tell you what, I'll bring the truck over. Battery was running a little low, so I got it jumped up to the truck. Gonna let it charge, but we might as well just spool it in. Works great. Oh, I knew it was gonna grab the tripod. There we go. Put it on this hook. And beautiful. All right. We're gonna let this charge, then I'll put the cover on, strap it down. We'll be all set. But hopefully this satisfies a lot of you guys who were upset with the original way we had mounted the winch. I was happy to go a little overboard and build something a little bit more stout, and we'll move on to the next project.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed this short little update that we did here on the trailer. The leaves are falling. We already have everything winterized. We're getting ready for fall. We've had some on and off days. It's actually really nice today, but it's getting colder, so we are not taking those guys out, but we're doing more work on our project cars. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, maybe leave a comment, share it with your friends. It'll really help us grow the channel. If you want more awesome Mopar content, please check us out over at www.moparconnectionmagazine.com, where new articles are written and published every single day, Monday through Friday, entirely subscription free to you. We'll see you there.